You stupid bitch. Yeah, you're a stupid bitch. You stupid bitch. Welcome to this week's episode of Stupid Bitches Say What? The Aussie podcast about everything and nothing, but always with wine. And your hosts, Skyly Cullen. Let's hear it for Skyly Cullen, everybody. And Sean Hipkins.
Hold on to your headsets because this week it's What's the Haps, the episode where we discuss the stories that piqued our interest plus in the month that was. We will probably also get pretty inebriated. Listening as we discuss the Michigan teen girl missing for over a year, found alive in a wardrobe. What?
I know. Come out the closet, girl. It's okay now.
The new Japanese invention, ice cream that doesn't melt.
What?
Padam, bitches. Kylie Minogue's new Smash song that is literally taking the world by storm. Is it though?
Yeah. They're trying to get the word into the dictionary.
Oh my God. Shannon Doherty's cancer battle. That's really sad. Wine exporting. The Belgian TikToker who faked their own death. The Musk versus Zuckerberg fight, and the woman who actually woke up alive at her own funeral.
Get the hell out of town.
Jeez, we've got some doozies tonight,
We
don't
got some
we?
good ones. So as you know, my research for What's the Haps is when I'm scrolling through Instagram or Facebook and I see some random shit. I'm like, screenshot, swipe left, save that, take a note.
I have a running document that has little bits and tidbits that I find throughout the weeks. So what are you drinking, Sean Bino Hipkins, please?
Thank you for asking, dear Sky. I'm drinking a bottle of Savvy B. It's Little Ripples.
What? Savvy B?
Savvy B, get out of town. It's called Little Ripples. Have you heard of Little Ripples?
You've drunk Little Ripples on the podcast before.
Was it a rosé?
I can't recall, actually, but it was definitely Little Ripples.
One bottle, one person, 1 year.
You did that exact
By purchasing
statement.
This bottle, you are providing 1 year of clean water to one person in a developing community.
You said that exactly last time you did it.
You're welcome. Real change, bottle by bottle. And I'm happy to contribute through my wine drinking. It's delish, it's light, it's fresh.
But you're normally on the dirty reds.
It's got it going on. I know. Well, I had this in the fridge after having a glass earlier this week. So I thought, okay, I'll do that for episode 2.
Lovely.
Tonight. And what, pray tell, are you drinking, you stupid fucking bitch?
Well, look, full disclosure, this is our second recording of the evening.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on the beers earlier this eve. But now I'm going on the Savvy B also. And I've drunk this before on the podcast. It's really hard to find wines that I haven't drunk anymore. Like literally, I've drunk them all. I've cleaned out all the bottle shops, that tells you.
We're 66 episodes in, people.
66? What? Can't wait for 69.
Dinner for 2.
Dinner for 2, fancy.
Oh, we'll have to have a real special tile for that Instagram post.
We will, indeed. So mine's the Cam, Sean. We made a little bit of a joke about the goat last time. Goat.
And Sean.
And Sean, yes, that's right, we did. It's from New Zealand, Wapera 2022.
Sure, bro.
And let me just have a little sippy sip. But I was a bit hesitant to drink the white wine in the first episode because last week after 2 episodes, we were shit-faced.
We forgot to record the intro. How the fuck that happened, I do know because I listened to the recording and saw how it went askew, but we literally thought we had recorded the intro. And we're like, oh my God, yeah, we have. That was confusing. And then I
remember looking over before the second episode had finished and my second bottle of white wine was finished. And I was like, how did that happen? I don't remember drinking that. And I kept looking at it and picking it up and going, is it really empty? Like looking at it like, am I imagining this? Did I really drink 2 bottles of white wine?
We went to bed at 2 a.m.
Yeah, we did.
After you forcibly restrained me on the internet. One more song. You will put this on. Vinny came out at one point. He said the washing machine went off. He came out to get the laundry and he saw me. I didn't even know he walked past. And I was just looking into the camera going, we were watching Saturday Night Live clips.
And then listening to the same music videos that we listen to when we're drunk after the podcast every week.
But I does, it's great. Okay.
We're consistent, aren't we?
We are indeed.
Oh, so is it how's your week been? Or is it you doing how's your week been?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how's your week been, Sean Bino?
Oh, thank you, darling heart. It's been good. So I'll start off again by merchandise. Get your merchandise here, folks. Stupid Bitches Say What shop is opened. Get it before it runs out the door. Bargain, I say. Check our Facebook and Insta for info on how you can purchase your very own Stupid Bitches Say What merchandise.
It's a great way to support your favorite podcasters too, because we do get a little bit of a kickback from that, just a tiny one. So it's a great way for us to, make a little bit of income, tiny bit.
Well, to help support our Canva and Zoom subscriptions at least.
And all the money that we spend on this podcast throughout the year. Thousands, exactly. I tell you, thousands.
Literally. But I did want to say that my last drink is happening right now.
Oh my God.
For a month, anyways.
Not that glass. He's going to drink the whole bottle at least. And I'll probably make him go back and drink the red after this too.
Oh, look, that's why I bottled
BT Dubs. BT Dubs.
BT Dubs. For a month, anyways.
Did you just pour a second glass already?
Oh, I just topped it up.
He's making the last one count, people.
Oh, damn right.
Making the last one count. I will add in here, I would like to insert that he does have one get out of jail free card.
It's called a golden ticket. It's official. It's legit. Yes, I'm allowed to purchase it.
Yes, he'll purchase it in order for him to drink heavily at my husband's birthday.
And that's, I think, the 4th weekend in July. So at least I've given it a good crack. There's 5 weekends this July. Can you believe it?
Oh, God, that's a long month.
I know, especially when you're dry. So we are trying to plan some fun events, etc. Defo treating it as a celebration drink tonight, though. I had to do a presentation of part of my assessment, plus getting Taylor tickets. Woohoo!
You
covered
did that
in the last one.
Episode.
Yeah. So we're trying to plan some fun events throughout the month. Fun events being a hike, going for lunch somewhere, or breakfast on a Sunday. So very excited.
I'm totally coming on that hike. Let me come. I want to see how far I can hike.
I reckon you'll get out the car door, down to the gate of the hike, and be like,
guys, just leave me here.
I'll meet you when you get back. I got my vape, I got my phone, I'm fine.
Grab me on the flip side.
So in getting in as much as we could before Dry July commenced, last weekend, we had a really nice night at home. We got the barbecue fired up, made some lovely lamb chops, please. I made my mashed potato carnival.
Lamb chops.
Lamb chops.
Lamb
play
chops,
along. And my mashed potato carnival.
What's that?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. So my mashed potato carnival is where you get a spring onion, you cut it up and you fry it up in the pan. Then you put in a little bit of garlic. You get your mashed potatoes sorted.
I'm already in. I love a spring onion.
You keep the green bits of the spring onion aside. You mash your potatoes. You mix your onion, the spring onion and the garlic throughout it. Also fry up some bacon pieces and mix that throughout it.
Just keeps getting better and better.
It's a carnival, people. Then you melt cheese on top of it and then put the spring onion over the top, the green bits of it. It's delicious.
Oh my God, that sounds insane.
It's nice. So we downed serious amounts of wine as well. Then we added a few spirits on top of that and we entertained ourselves.
Get the SingStar out?
For hours. First off, no, I haven't gotten the SingStar. I haven't been brave enough to get the SingStar out here.
Bring it down for Tyler's birthday.
Okay. So we entertained ourselves.
Don't need to twist his arm with that one.
Well, my brother got me the Nintendo Switch SingStar for the Switch, which I've just never played. And
Tyler is ridiculously good. Like, it's so bad how good he is. I want to punch him in the face every time we play, to the point where in COVID, when we were, obviously trying to entertain ourselves, and I brought all the SingStars I possibly could online.
Did you bring them up with you?
Yeah, and I've got them somewhere. I'll find them. I refused to play it with him in the end. because he kept beating me in every fucking song.
Oh, no.
It's just got a really like even tempo that can
so it
hit
doesn't
all the
waver and shit.
notes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hate playing this game with you.
I'm not playing. You can fuck off. You can fuck off. Well, we entertained ourselves first off by playing the Now That's What I Call Eurovision album. You know, the 5 records that I got,
the one that you
LPs.
got. Bring that down too.
We just opened it that night and played it. And we got through, we were listening to it. We were loving it. Vinny was getting up and changing the sides without even being asked. He liked it that much. We only got through 4. We got a bit confused and we were drunk and we were like, oh my God, that's it. But it was only 4 of them. There is a 5th one.
The spirits on top of the wine will do that to you people listening at home.
And by that stage, we were really keen to start watching Taylor's Eras tour on YouTube from her concerts in the States. And we sat on the couch and we sang and we lounge danced for hours. Arms were flicking around and you need to calm down. Being too loud. I was like, It was really fun. But how was your week, Sky Lee Colette?
Look, week's been good. I was thinking about something that I wanted to share and it's completely fallen out of my head. It always happens, doesn't it? I need to write these. I know I do, but then it's always the second how's your week been? I use all my good content for the first one. But whilst you were talking about events that you were trying to plan for July, it did occur to me one thing that I was looking at. On one of our road tripping escapades that we did, we drove past a sign as we were going up north, the Medieval Festival. So
medieval times.
Yes, and I looked at it, and it's in July, and it's every year, and it's run somewhere in Brisbane. I think somewhere around the Boondall area, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And I know from years ago, some friends went, and they went to the dinner, and they all get. So you just hit the mic. So some friends went a few years ago and you have to get dressed up. I believe that's a prerequisite. You have to wear, like get a medieval costume to go. But they have like the turkey legs and the big long trestle tables where it's like traditional food.
They just slop it down.
It's like, what do you call it? The role playing almost. So you're role playing the dinner and everything like that. I think the whole event is on that sort of level, like talking about old Sydney town, remember? Where they reenact things. So there's like the jewel, not the jewel. What's the one with the horses where they get on the horses with the stick? The jousting. So they do all that. But when we looked, because I was actually going to message you guys and say, hey, let's get tickets, but it was too late because the dinner was already sold out, and it has a big disclaimer on the website that the dinner sells out almost immediately because it's so popular. But then so the tickets to go to the festival I think are maybe $10-20, maybe $30 for a day thing, and you can still see lots of the events. But a lot of the events you have to buy separate tickets too because they only have a certain amount of people that they can put into them. So there was a couple of the jousting tickets left, but the dinner was gone. I was like, if you're going, you want to do the dinner, I think.
Oh yeah, totally. I would love to do that too. I'd have to
so let's do it next year.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do it. We'll go on the mailing list so we get the pre-emails leading up to it so we can get the tickets early. But I thought, how amazing would that be?
What a cool experience. That'd be super fun.
And I remember when they went, they had all these photos in their costumes and, holding up turkey legs and shit like that. And because the turkey legs are massive,
Steins of beer and shit. I'm sure, I could be wrong. Is there like a medieval themed restaurant on the Gold Coast?
Maybe.
I keep thinking I'm remembering seeing a castle as I was driving past somewhere. I have to Google that shit. But yeah, that'd be heaps of fun. I'd be into that so much.
Yeah. So we'll do it next year.
But drinking fucking flagons of beer and shit.
I know. And can you imagine how rowdy people would get to?
Totally.
Like, in the spirit of it all.
Oh my God, Tyler would be in absolute heaven.
Oh, he would love it. The turkey legs alone, he just like, this is the best thing ever. And throughout the dinner, I believe like there's reenactment stuff and there's people who are there.
Which would be heaps of fun.
Performers walking around and, engaging with you in that way in the medieval times and stuff like that. So
that's what we actually need to do a lot more of, is more themed dining.
Yes, I know. We haven't really had a really good theme dress up in a little while now, have we? I think the last one we had.
Well, even if you don't have to dress up, like, like Dracula's or one of those dining experiences where it's dinner and a show somewhere, that'd be fun.
Well,
But
more on that later.
I would dress up.
I have something that I forgot to tell you that I'm going to talk about tonight. That's not in the intro. So more on themed stuff later.
Okay. So shall we get started with our stories?
Please. You're up first, my love.
I am. Okay, so my first story is about the Michigan teen girl who was missing for over a year and then found alive in a wardrobe. It was from earlier this year, but it's still relevant and piqued my interest in the last 4 weeks.
I haven't heard of it, so please enlighten me.
Pique yours. So a 14-year-old girl, a 14-year-old girl who was reported missing in 2021 has been found pregnant in the closet of a Michigan home.
You said collet.
In the closet of a Michigan home.
Oh, it sounds like the chick from up north, the Rockhampton chick in the
I thought
cupboard.
of that too, but I don't think this one was in the cupboard willingly. A U.S. Marshals fugitive team found the teen who was in a distraught state at about 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Damn it. I should have taken that to Tuesday. A U.S. Marshals fugitive team found the teen who was in a distraught state at about 5:30.
Again.
A U.S. Marshals fugitive team found the teen who was in a distraught state at about 5:30 p.m. one night in Port Huron, Michigan. Deputy Marshal Robert Watson said, "Jesus Christ, Mama cannot read." So I quote, "She was pretty upset. She was crying and she was pretty scared." He added, She wasn't sure what was going to happen. Oh my God.
You have to keep all this in because it's hilarious.
He added, she wasn't sure what was going to be happening to her. The authorities were able to trace the girl after being tipped off to search the home. She was later taken to hospital for a wellness exam where she was found to be pregnant. Child Protective Services told Mr. Watson on Thursday that her father was very relieved that the teen had been found. He had been dealing with this nightmare for a year and a half and is in a much better place now, Mr. Watson said. Officials told the Detroit Free Press that they are pursuing parental kidnapping charges against the girl's mother, who had custody of the teenager. That's all I've got. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It sounds like the mother's got some deranged boyfriends or friends. I don't know. Obviously, she was taken before she was pregnant.
Thanks for that tidbit. Reporter Hipkins.
Reporting to you live.
Coming to you.
Coming to you live. The banks of the rivers of West End. Back to you at the studio, Sky.
Thanks for that report. Incredibly interesting.
And informative.
Very much so.
So the chick has been kidnapped, though, and then she's gotten impregnated, and then they fucked her in the closet.
Allegedly. You don't know anything more than that. You don't know anything.
Look, I'm allowed to come to my own conclusions. What do you think about it?
Hard to say. You haven't given me a lot to go on there.
What about the police's comment? She was pretty upset. She was crying and she was pretty scared.
It makes for a great news story.
She wasn't sure what was going to be happening to her. So, okay. Got it.
Okay, so talking about things that we should do more, I got this random text from my sister last night at about probably 10 p.m. saying, oh my God, went to my first pub choir ever.
Oh, she did.
Was amazing. Best thing ever. Have you been? You and Nat should absolutely go. Didn't get to respond to her till
She didn't even mention me
today. But when I messaged her, I said, so what the fuck? What was the theme? Yada, yada. Obviously, we both know what pub choirs are. You've not been to one though, have you?
No.
No, nor have I.
But do you know, last Christmas, I think she did Paul Kelly, How to Make the Gravy.
She did. Who's she?
The one who leads the pub choir.
Oh, so it's just one chick. There'd be multiple ones, wouldn't there?
I think it's her gig. Yeah.
Oh,
and she gets everyone and she separates you into crowds.
Like the Australian version of it, because it's overseas as well. Like it's all over.
Ah, well, the Australian version.
I've seen UK ones. I'm pretty sure I've seen a few Irish ones. But anyway, so guess what song they sung?
Wow.
Toto's Africa.
God bless the rain down and down.
And because I said to her, so what was the theme? Because generally there's a theme. She goes, well, no, there's one. And I was like, you're right, because there's just one song. So they practice it a few times and then they do the final rendition. I don't really actually have any more details, like where it was, why she went there, whatever.
They do it a lot of the time at the Triffid.
Yes, they do it at the Triffid. I have seen it there. But talking about things that we need to do more, and we used to do shit like this all the time. We used to always be out there and go and do experiences and things.
The problem is with pub choir, it's midweek.
Yeah, right. So they never do weekend sessions.
Maybe only on special occasion.
And I guess our Fridays are usually ruled out, aren't they?
Generally. We do have a couple of free ones coming up.
But listeners, hit us up with your experience. Have you been? What song did you sing? Where did you go? Who ran it? Was it amazing?
What other experiences can we do? But yeah, I've seen a few of them, especially when it really picked up. I remember watching them on Facebook and stuff. And I know that she gets the crowd and then you get put into baritone and high voices and rah. And so you stand there with your drink and you learn your bit and you only do obviously your bit. You're not singing the whole song. It could be like, oh.
Could you imagine how shit-faced we would be though too?
Totally.
Actually, you take it a bit more seriously. Be like, no, I'm not drinking anymore because I want my falsetto to come across perfectly, okay? New York.
Unique New York.
That's it. Unique New York. I can't even say it more than once. Unique New York. Can't do it.
Unique New York.
Can't do it.
We should get them to do the Stupid Bitch song as one of them. Yeah. Imagine how amazing that would sound with the crowd singing it.
That's what I had to tell you too before when I was talking about how Link's girlfriend has been listening to the podcast. She was raving about the song, the intro song, about how much she loves it. And I was like, that's Vino singing it. And she's like, oh yeah, I thought that. She's like, it's so funny.
Do you remember at the end of last week's episode when we were playing, I played you the recordings I was trying to do to get the end of You Stupid Bitch?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. That one there. I'm like, that's the beginning. That's the first one.
Then you kept playing. I was like, no, that's it. No, that's it. Do that one. That's the perfect one. No, this is the perfect one. That one. No, the one before.
Do you remember my face in it too? Like, yeah.
You were concentrating really hard.
I was feeling the craft.
I totally forgot about that. Fell out of my head until now.
You're welcome.
So yeah, that's my first thing. Your turn, please.
Okay. So Japan invents popsicles that don't melt, please. I'm going to go through it all, but then I want your opinion.
Is it jelly?
No. So a team of Japanese scientists have developed a soft serve ice cream that won't melt. That won't melt your face.
Your notes are excellent tonight. Is it marshmallow?
It actually says a soft serve ice cream that won't melt. You are your face. That won't melt on your face.
Dear listeners, we're really not that drunk. Well, I'm not. I'm only on my first glass of wine and 2 beers. So
I'm just happy.
No, I think you're a little bit drunker than me, by the way.
I'll start that one again, but I'll keep that shit in.
Red to white. Unique New York. Unique New York.
Oh.
Me.
It's all about me. So,
no, a deer, a female deer.
Ray,
a drop of golden sun.
Okay.
Me, a name.
Me. A team of Japanese scientists.
A long place to run.
A long way to run. It's not a place to run. That's a pub.
Let's go. Oh no.
I know. Now for story 3 out of 8. Let's see how number 8 is. A team of Japanese scientists have developed a soft serve ice cream that won't melt down your face.
Marshmallow / gelatine.
Even after being in the heat. ... For hours.
Gelatine.
You're going to be surprised. And it's not because it contains diglycericides, carrageenan, or polysorbate 80 either.
That's the stuff that's in gelatin and marshmallows.
100%. It's just regular old normal ice cream with one small modification.
P.
Urine. How did this come about, I hear you ask? Well, let me divulge. After the 2011 earthquake and tsunami that hit Japan, causing the meltdown of the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant reactors, it wasn't nuclear power that made the ice cream not melt.
You sure?
A Japanese chef was tasked with figuring out what to do with strawberry polyphenol, which is a chemical extracted.
I worry about that a lot.
It's a chemical extracted from strawberries, which is good for antioxidant activity, and they use it in dyes and flavorings, etc. So nobody, and I can't understand why, was buying the bunch of deformed strawberries grown in an area affected by the earthquake.
I cannot stress this enough. I don't know why.
Because they weren't shaped quite right. Japan's Biotherapy Development Research Center wondered if, instead of wasting all the fruit, something could be done with the polyphenol. They asked the pastry chef at Japan's Biotherapy Development Research Center, can you get pastry chef up here? We have a question for him.
Aye, aye.
Can you create a dessert with this? The experiment went okay, but the problem was every time he added the chemical to cream, it hardened right up.
Uh-oh. Or not uh-oh. They've made a breakthrough.
Polyphenol liquid has properties to make it difficult for water and oil to separate, so that a popsicle containing it will be able to retain the original shape of the cream for a longer time than usual and be hard to melt. With this technology, the team developed Kanazawa ice popsicles. They hold their shape through all sorts of treatment traditional popsicles cannot withstand, from hot sun to hair dryers. Now, Kanazawa ice cream brings us soft serve ice cream, which can reportedly be caught on fire without melting, and can keep its shape at temperatures at 40 degrees Celsius / 104 degrees Fahrenheit for those listening in the States.
You may also be putting chemicals into your body.
Well, polyphenol. How do you feel about this?
Look, I don't like the science behind it. I'm just going to say that right out. It's really hard to follow all the different panels. But I'm intrigued. When can we get this product in Australia so I can try it? Because it's like, you know, when you go past somewhere and they're like, best burger in Australia, best pie in the whole entire region. And you're like, I'll be the judge of that. Don't fucking tell me that something's the best. I want to taste it first.
This is my decision.
The best.
Exactly. So, you know, and it's like when, you know, when you go to fairs and festivals and Eka now, and they got the ice cream balls, like those type of things, and they're called dots or some shit.
Oh, the weird. I hate those. Link loves them.
So there's that type of shit. So what I'm curious about is if it can't melt under a hairdryer or when it's set on fire, does it melt in your mouth? Like, can you get the creamy sensation?
Just get stuck in your body like gum, and you don't know if it's ever going to come out.
Is it a bit just like chewing and biting into and then chewing like a steak, but it's ice cream?
Do you get constipated from it?
Does it fall out? And the sensation of eating ice cream for me is being able to suck all the fucking...
I like the little melty bits, like in a bowl when it gets to the end and you
make
like
an
mix
ice cream
it all
soup,
in.
thank you. Exactly. So, like yourself, I'd give it a shot, a bite of it, but I don't know how I'd feel about it. But I'd seen pictures of them, and they have them in like the shape of trees and in shape of characters and shit like that. So,
Sure.
yeah, interesting.
Incredibly interesting.
It certainly piqued my interest anyway.
Indeed. My turn?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about now Musk versus Zuckerberg.
Oh, yeah. When I heard about this in the news at first, I was like, I thought it was something about the submarine. I really thought they both had some ideas about the submarine or some shit. And then I saw what it was, and I was like, okay, I know who I'm rooting for. Take it away.
Actually, I just realized I didn't put one crucial thing that made me actually want to put this in. Okay, sorry.
Right.
Okay. So the reason I actually started looking at this and I didn't actually put this in my notes, and I don't know what happened, and I can't search it because it's not coming up with enough of an explanation, but it's because one of the mothers put a stop to it. Did you hear this? And they said, no, it's not happening. Apparently there was motherly intervention, and now the fight's not happening.
One of Musk's or Zuckerberg's mothers.
Yeah. And I don't know what actually happened. So this is, so it's been going on the last week or two,
One
right?
of the billionaires' mothers said, nah.
Yeah. So it's been going on for the last couple of weeks. And I've seen a few memes about it and a few bits and pieces coming up. And I honestly thought it was just a bunch of joke memes. Like you, I thought it has something to do with the submarines. It has something to do with, some sort of like competition that they're having, a technology competition or whatever. But as I started to research it, it's proper legit. By the way, there's a whole wiki page that's completely dedicated to it that has pages of information on it as well. Jesus. And it's only just happened. I didn't read through it all because but apparently the two have been in a feud since 2014.
What happened in 2014?
Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff, but I know the more recent feud, and I'll get to that. But they've really, I guess it's just, they're colleagues in the similar market, technology giants. Yeah. And, I guess they don't like each other, and they're always vying for the same thing, yada, yada, yada.
Bill Gates is just sitting on the side going, excellent.
So Zuckerberg has actually completed some jiu-jitsu and martial arts training, lols.
You can totally see him doing that too.
There was some beef between them in 2022 over the acquisition of Twitter. Zuckerberg wanted it, Musk got it. And after some verbal sparring, Musk challenged Zuckerberg to a cage match publicly.
God, of course he did.
I was literally crying laughing as I typed this up due to the absolute ridiculousness of it all.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg agreed to said cage match. According to Dana White, the UFC president, both men are dead serious about the fight. And both men have received offers from experienced fighters to train them. Lol. Punters slightly favor Zuckerberg to win based on his perceived agility and endurance. Again, I'm crying. What the fuck? Musk has been quoted saying he will use his weight as an advantage over Zuckerberg, claiming to perform the walrus, in which he would just lie on top of Zuckerberg. FYI,
that's probably how he wins most of his battles, just smothers people.
FYI, Musk is 51, ew, and Zuckerberg is 39.
What do you mean, ew? Because he's 51?
Just because, it's just so...
He's carrying on like that.
The whole thing's ridiculous, I think. And I honestly thought it was a joke until I started researching. I was like, this actually is really, they're really talking about this. This could actually happen. I think it's a little desperate from both of them. Mm-hmm. But I guess that's what you're going to do when you're a bored billionaire. But you have nothing to do but have a stab at UFC fighting or boxing. Yeah. Lols. FYI, the Wikipedia page is extensive, and whilst I could have elaborated a lot further, read the details of the feud, it was me who ended up the most bored.
Do you know what?
So there you go.
It's so funny, like when you said that one of the mothers intervened. It sounds like a high school fight, early high school, like year 8.
It's 100% like that.
Where you go to fight, but like I couldn't go. One person doesn't turn up to the fight on the weekend and get shit. Mum found out about it and she wouldn't let me turn up. I totally would have been there and kicked his ass. Hang on.
I did that before, dropped my mic on myself. So we're not even that drunk. We're nowhere near as drunk as last week.
I know. It's like you'd have the fight on the Saturday. One kid wouldn't turn up, and then you'd see him at school and he'd be like, Mum found out about it and she wouldn't let me go. I totally would have kicked his ass.
I totally would have kicked his ass,
though. And it's all just fucking bullshit talk. But isn't it funny how great minds, and they both have great minds and great marketing abilities or whatever.
Or were they just lucky? They have one lucky idea that worked out well for them.
Yeah, but they're successful in some right, but it's in the end they're still not happy with what they've done. They still have to then resort to violence as their way to prove that they're better than the other nerd down the street.
I tell you what, if either of them wanted to be friends with me, I'd be like, I'm good, mate.
So who would you prefer to win? Yeah, totally.
Neither of them. I think it's such a joke. I would 100% watch it if it happened, and I really, 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 really hope it does, because I think it would be amazing. But it's like when that other influencer guy, I can't stand him, the blonde one, challenged Conor McGregor, and it was like, dude, get back in your spot. Like, come on. This is like,
this is a world champion.
Yeah, like, why don't come on.
Get yourself,
even if like obviously he's gonna kill him if he did fight him, but like, even for that, it's just like, just go back to what you know best. Go back to talking to young children and teenagers on YouTube and making you millions of dollars from that.
Exactly.
Like, let the adults, fucking
you can
do
fight
their
Conor
thing.
McGregor when you get to that level.
Yeah.
It's
just laughable. And I couldn't believe it was real. I was literally like, this is a joke.
I would want Zuckerberg to win 100%.
I don't know. I don't like
Elon
either
Musk.
of them. I think they're both gross. So yeah, it would be incredibly interesting, and I really do hope that it happens. I think it's all talk.
Yeah. A way to give themselves some more fucking media.
Because, it's not like Zuckerberg's this kind of guy who's out there all the time. I couldn't imagine him being in an arena where he's got these, like, he's like a complete introvert, right? He's like, I'm this little nerd that's made billions of dollars from Facebook.
Okay.
He's not going to get out there and punch some dude in a ring with the whole entire world watching. Not to mention the stadium that's people are like, no spectators, but I'll charge you $1 million a ticket to stream it.
But you see, the thing I think with Zuckerberg is, like, he is such a sort of recluse nerd that he'd be the type that would put the whole discipline of around the fight, the Aikido or whatever it was he was doing, and he would have all of that down. Like, he'd focus on that, where Musk is all about the showmanship.
Oh, he'd absolutely make it a full joke. Yeah. But I just think, what world are we living in that these are the people that get so much like screen time and, money in the media over the fact they're going to like, don't get me wrong, I totally want to see it.
Yeah.
But also, like, is this how we end up having an apocalypse? Because this is the society that we're reduced to.
Facebook decimated.
It's time now. Come on, let's have like, the big freeze or something to weed out.
Let's go back to fucking plowing in our own backyard.
All the Kardashians and shit. Let's just like, even it out. Let's just start from the basics. Let's go back to grassroots.
No, let's get it back to the point where up to the point where machines do everything and we all just live a fucking exuberant lifestyle. There is no money. We just get what we want when we want. We all fly business class.
Anyway,
technology.
It was a very amusing 20 minutes that I had researching that, but then I got bored and I was like, I'm out. Scuzzy out.
All right, well, let's get into some Shannon Doherty cancer, shall we?
So sad, because I follow her on Instagram and I saw her going through her tests.
Oh, did you?
On Instagram, so she went in the whole. What's the thing?
MRI.
Yeah. And she's publicly talked about a little bit of it, but she doesn't dwell. She's not like, oh my God, this is.
Yeah, she's just sort of making it aware, I guess.
Yeah. But she's also going through the whole issue, which is what part of the writer's strike is at the moment, where because she was super popular in her heyday and now she's not. Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah. So Beverly Hills 90210 star Shannon Doherty has revealed through her personal Instagram account that her breast cancer has spread to her brain. She shared a video of her in the hospital with a short caption, January 9, 2023. The actress then posted another video 5 months later in which she announced the spread of her cancer and provided a description of the earlier video. On January 5th, my CT scan showed mets in my brain. Yesterday's video was showing the process of getting fitted for the mask, which you wear during radiation to your brain. Doherty continued in a caption, January 12th, the first round of radiation took place. My fear is obvious. I'm extremely claustrophobic and there was a lot going on in my life. I'm fortunate as I have great doctors and the amazing techs at Cedars-Sinai, but that fear, the turmoil, the timing of it all, that is what cancer can look like.
It's one of the best hospitals too, isn't it, really, in America?
You'd imagine, yeah. So Doherty was first diagnosed with breast cancer in 2015. Then in 2017, she went into remission. However, she learned in the winter of 2019 the cancer had returned, spread, and became metastatic stage 4 cancer. Fucking cancer, man. In a 2021 interview with Variety, the SAG-AFTRA member revealed, in addition to facing treatments, she was also worried about the loss of her health insurance. It is something that I worry about, of course, like, oh my God, I've got to make sure I earn a certain amount of money every single year to get insurance. Whereas if you just looked at my 40 years of paying dues and the pension and all of that, the producers pay in on behalf of me, you would think that would cover my insurance for the rest of my life, and it should. But yeah, it's fucked up, isn't it? Like, no offense really to America, your health insurance is just...
It's not a great system, guys. You got to fix it, seriously. It's just kicking people when they're down, like when they're in their worst possible place. Being sick is the worst, and then they can't afford anything or do anything about it because they don't have enough money.
Yeah,
it's pretty awful. But it's terminal, isn't it?
I think when it gets to your brain, you have a very, very low chance.
Yeah, and stage 4 is pretty far progressed.
Stage 4 isn't a good stage.
Yeah, it's really, really sad. I've been following her for a while, and I feel really awful for her.
I didn't even know she had cancer. I only found out about it when I saw this breast cancer one in the last 4 weeks.
Oh, you did not know? I've been following her since before then. So because her and Sarah Michelle Gellar are like besties.
Are they?
Yeah, they're really close. And so they both sort of promote a lot about, the lack of insurance and stuff like that. Yeah. But I guess some people made really strong choices in terms of investment and stuff like that with money that they made when they were younger. But lots of people who are young are like, oh, the money's going to last forever. I don't have to worry about the future. Yeah. So, I think it's a pretty awful situation to be in. It's terrible. Yeah, it's really sad.
To not even have a public health system that you can just...
I know. So shall we move on?
Let's.
So really all I've got for this bit is Kylie Minogue, Padam.
Padam.
People are obsessed. Thoughts, please. But before we start talking about it, I'll just say I've seen a lot of stuff on the internet about this. And I was like, really? She's getting so old. Like, she's back in Australia. When was the last time she had a hit? Everyone's like completely losing their mind over it. Then I listened to the song specifically from beginning to end because I'd only heard snippets on my way home from work tonight just to actually be able to talk about it. Of course you love it. I bet Vinny loves it too.
I don't even think I've actually heard it from start to finish. I've just seen it on all the Insta clips. I love the fact that she's a 50-year-old woman. She's got a massive hit like this. I don't think we should be ageist when it comes to pop music, Sky.
It's not that. It's just like, I don't know. Kylie Minogue's had her day, I think. And yeah, look, I think it was very electronically focused. which she actually is quite a talented artist. And I feel like she was dialing it in a little bit. And, you know, even the writers are dialing it in, but the fact of her name is going to make it super popular. And I think all, you know, the old gays are going to be like, Kylie's going to hit it.
All the young
have
guys.
a Kylie party.
All the young guys are loving it though. Like it's fucking every meme at the moment going around is someone dancing from a meme that we've seen 12 years ago. And that's them just doing it to Padam now.
Yeah.
No, I think it's cool. I as I said, I don't really know the song too much. I just know some of the chorus of it. But yeah, no, I think it's
to be fair, it could be a grower. And I certainly think that Australian radio stations are going to flog the shit out of it.
100%.
Every time you turn on pay TV, free to air TV, it's going to be on the promos. It's going to be on the Hungry Jacks ads. It's going to be on every single thing.
There'll be a Padam burger.
Yeah, it'll be everything. Australia is going to milk the shit out of it like nobody's business.
She has brought out a couple of songs in a few years ago, 2 years ago or so.
She brought out a Christmas album. I remember that. I listened to one song.
She had a Christmas album, but
didn't love it.
There was also another sort of song that was kind of country, and it didn't really take off that well. Like it wasn't just it's not just her name that sort of boosted this song. People are genuinely loving the song. Padam, Padam, I hear it.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna just say my verdict.
Until you.
But I used to be a massive Kylie fan. Remember? Can't get you out of my head. What was it? Hang on. What's the one? The one.
Slow.
When she's in the white dress.
I just can't get you out of my head. Yeah.
That whole album was epic.
Amazing.
Like I was living
at least
in
15 years ago. Though.
Yeah, I was living in the share house just when I met Link's dad. And I remember playing it like excessively for weeks and weeks and weeks. And we had a New Year's party and I just kept putting it on. Everyone was partying so hard. But they didn't really care. But I just played the whole album on repeat the entire night.
But this is a really good song. We've heard it 7 times. I know, right?
Let's get into it again.
Yeah.
So I used to be a massive, massive fan. I guess I just haven't heard anything that's been a banger from her in a really long time.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's cool. It's funny, like as we were talking about memes, I'm part of this a Grindr meme group on Facebook where it just shows people.
Oh, they'd be going off over it.
Someone will message someone and say Padam ? And they're like, English, please. But yeah, there's meant to be talks about it becoming they're fighting for it to be entered into the
Eurovision.
No, the dictionary. What's it? Is it
I didn't research it that heavily. I was more like, let's discuss.
But still, no one really knows what Padam actually means.
I think it's come into my room and have sex with me. Something along those lines.
Because
she talks about taking off all my clothes.
I really want to
take off all my clothes. Padam.
Yeah, maybe, it's like a mating call, like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, something like that. It's supposed to be like a clubby song, I think.
Oh, definitely.
But it's like, kind of like, clubbing's not really the thing anymore. It was 15 years ago.
Oh, darling heart, I think it's still a thing, just not for us. I think they still go clubbing. Just not us. All right, now I think you're going to like this next one.
Excuse me, we go to bottomless brunches like religiously,
and then we talk about going clubbing, but pass out with a kebab in our hand
because we prefer day drinking.
Yeah, we're sophisticated and shit.
We are.
Okay, so I think you're going to like this one.
Okay.
Don't know if you've heard it. A Belgian, going on the vein of our last What's the Haps of faking death, a Belgian TikToker faked his own death. Have you heard of it?
It's the thing. It really is the thing. I'm going to fake my own death.
Well, you'll love this. Yeah, surprise, surprise, surprise.
We always talk about that, about how after you guys have, presented the whole theatre production that is my life, and then I just jump out and go, ha ha ha, tricks.
I hope you like the show.
I just wanted to see how much you cried.
Well, it's funny
you didn't cry enough, you dumb bitch.
This is another good article from Pedestrian TV that I found. A Belgian TikToker faked his own death so he could drag everyone at his funeral for not appreciating him while they thought he was alive. Sound familiar? He totally got his inspiration, I think, from the Coming to America sequel and our podcast.
Danny Erskine, Danny with 2 N's, 2 R's, plus.
David Burton hatched the ridiculous plan with his wife and kids, who helped him pull it off so he could have the ultimate gotcha moment with his family. How fucking narcissistic, right?
It's super narcissistic, but I love it.
I know. I mean, I understand how you'd like to see the musical performance at your own funeral, Sky.
Of course, because it better be A class, is all I'd say.
But imagine really thinking that this is a good idea. So the 45-year-old had his daughter. So he's 45. So his daughter could be 20. I'd say sort of at a max, 25. He had his daughter post a Facebook status that read, "Rest in peace, Daddy. I will never stop thinking about you." It gets worse. She goes on to say, "Why is life so unfair? Why you? You were going to be a grandfather and you still had your whole life ahead of you. I love you. We love you. We will never forget you." Can you fucking imagine that? Can you imagine the karma that's coming into it? Like, anyway. The family then staged an actual funeral where mourners gathered to send off Burton. One of his TikTok mates was actually at the funeral and captured the moment that this guy arrived via helicopter, complete with a film crew. While he had an emotional reunion with his loved ones at the fake funeral after his fake death, the TikTok video commenters didn't share the happiness. So I've seen some of the videos and there's like some of his family like, "Oh my God, you're alive. This is so great," and hugging him.
So they faked all that too, did they?
No,
they knew the whole time.
No. Like he turned up in the helicopter with the film crew. They thought he was dead and they'd seen he's alive.
Actual family, so including his daughter, thought he was dead.
Oh, no. So his wife and his kids faked it with him. And that's why they did the posts. But then they're at the funeral and one of his friends is there and was filming it. And then he came in on a helicopter with the film crew, landed, and people are like, "Oh my God, you're actually here." And there's people going up to him going, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you're alive. I was so devastated." I'd be like, what the actual fuck do you think you're playing at, you fucking wanker? So anyway,
at least if I did that to you, I'd be able to say, "I told you I'd do it." We talked about this for years. Or like if I actually die, you'll be like, "Is she really dead?" Come on.
I don't know about this. Tyler, can I see the corpse?
I would like to actually, be the person who sides her in the morgue.
Exactly. I want to declare this body. Cut her open. Make sure it's not full of sawdust.
Poke me a little bit.
Okay, she's dead.
Try to pour wine down my throat.
Not smelling salts. I need Savvy Bees.
Shots. Who wants shots?
I need a vial of Sauvignon Blanc. Run it under her nose. She's dead. Oh my God, she's dead. So some of the comments were happening saying, people were saying how cruel the prank was, and others just sharing their complete shock at the audacity, the nerve, for not only him to come up with and go through with this idea, but for the family agreeing to be involved in it as well. Others agreed that he taught a lesson to those who didn't show up to it. The fuck?
I'm shocked a Kardashian hasn't done that yet.
Yeah, true. But like the ones who didn't show up to it knew how much of a fucking wanker he was. So he's pulled a stunt like this and like, "I'm not going to his funeral." He defended the prank.
He owes me money.
The guy defended the prank and maintained that it was worth it to call the family members that don't really care for him. Like they aren't going to care much now for you. You stupid bitch. And I'd say some of the ones who didn't turn up are also going to care a little bit less about him now. Unless you mega rich and splash in the cash, then you'd be like, "Oh my god, you're so funny! I'm so glad you're alive."
It's a way to determine who you're going to get cull from your fucking will. But I would think that more people would flood to the funeral if you were wealthy because they would hope that they would get money.
What do I get? What do I get?
Yeah, I'm so sad. It must be a testament to how much he was hated.
When they weren't turning up. And he's a TikToker, so he must have some sort of influence person.
If he can pay for a helicopter.
And a film crew. Yeah. So this is what he said. What I see in my family often hurts me. I never get invited to anything. Nobody sees me. We all grew apart. I feel unappreciated. He said it was this frustration that led him to, quote, give them a life lesson and, quote, show them that they shouldn't wait until someone is dead to meet up with them. He also said that only half his family came to the funeral, but others have since reached out. That proves who really cares about me, he insisted. Those who didn't come did contact to meet up. So in a way, I did win. I don't think he's actually copped on. I think he still thinks it was a really good idea.
And also, really, that's the event people are going to go to if they care about you even a little bit. They're going to go to your funeral, right?
And pay respects. Yeah. The ones who didn't turn up, they know how much of a wanker you actually are. And you've just proved it.
Hashtag backfired.
Hashtag wanker.
Oh my God, that was funny. All right, what's my next one? Okay, let me just have a little squizzy at my list. Okay, so I've only got one left.
Me too.
And it is a little tidbit for you. Did you know Australia is the world's 5th largest wine exporter, please?
I did not know that, statistically speaking.
I'm sure our loyal listeners will be happy to hear that, considering our podcast at times loosely based around drinking. Oh, sorry, is at times loosely based around drinking Australian wine. Australia produces about 4% of the world's wine, and it's home to 6,000 grape growers and 2,000 wineries. Over 1,000 exporters send more than 18,000 different wines to more than 100 destinations worldwide.
Wow. It's like our podcast.
I know. Wine exports by country. Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
France, US 13.1 billion.
Oh, wow, Jesus.
32.2% of total wine exports. Italy, 8.4 billion. Spain, 3.5 billion. Chile is 2 billion, and Australia is 1.7. Come on, Australia, get up there. You can beat Chile. You can beat Spain. Maybe not Italy and France. No. United States is behind us at 1.5. Then New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
Then Germany.
I don't know if I know really many German wines.
No.
I think, though, I have seen an animation.
We don't live in Germany, though, so I'm sure Germany has a very,
I'm sure they have wines, but, like I hear about French wines, Italian wines, New Zealand wines, South African wines, Portuguese wines.
South Africa didn't make the top 8.
So I've seen
Chile did.
An animation on Facebook or something that's based on this. And it shows you over the years, and it has like the graph going up and coming down of all the different countries as who's the biggest wine export. And you see it like it sort of goes through it, and then you see Australia
just going up. Yeah, we just steadily climb. And also there's been a whole bunch of there's billions of dollars that Australia invests in agriculture. Obviously, we export a lot of other stuff at a lot bigger ranges, but due to that investment, wine's getting up there. And I'm like, go Australia, number 5. And you're only a little bit behind Chile.
Yeah.
Let's get there, man. Let's just get there.
More Chile.
I thought that was impressive.
It is impressive.
I have to mention, sorry, I should have said
doesn't matter what it is. If Australia's in the ranks of the top 5, you always say, yeah, go on, get there. I don't follow football, but I'm rooting for you.
Definitely for the wine exports.
But the wine totes.
This little tidbit came from my husband, who said to me the other night, hey, babe, did you know that Australia is like the 5th largest wine exporter? And I was like, no, put it in my notes.
I'm going to cover that in the podcast.
I believe he may have said something along the lines of, you should put that in the podcast.
And reference me at the end.
Over to you, stripper bitch.
All right. So my final story of the night is the woman who woke up alive at her own funeral.
Oh, this is weird. Jeez, you've got some really weird, dark stuff tonight. You like got the chick in the cupboard. You've got the dude who faked his own death. Now Cancer. It's a chick who, yeah, you've gone dark. You do tend to go dark.
Hang on, I did have about the popsicles that didn't melt, please.
Still dark.
It is a bit still creepy, isn't it?
It's going to make us constipated.
I tried to shit, but I couldn't shit.
Where the fuck is that popsicle?
I didn't eat no tree.
Stuck to all the bubble gum that I swallowed as a child. My lower intestine, plus.
It's building up. So mourners got the shock of their lives when farewelling a woman who suddenly began banging on the inside of her coffin during the wake.
Again, me. It was just a joke.
I forgive you all now.
Don't bury me.
I've calmed down now. You can let me out. I'm sorry. I was just a little bit cranky. But can you just fucking imagine it? Like, imagine if they cremated her and that's when you wake up. Like, you think you're going to hell or something. You're like, what the hell's going on here?
This is why I'll never be cremated. I totally want to be buried because I want my bones to live forever.
But do you want one of those little bell things they used to have back in the days where they'd have a bell at the thing you could
No, because I hope that, number one, when there's a zombie apocalypse, I'll just come back to life as a zombie, which would be so cool. Number two, even if that doesn't happen, someday they'll dig me up and go, look at this specimen of this person. She was a woman who died in these years. And yes, look at all the marks that she has around her lower pelvis. That's from all the alcohol that she used to drink. Because now
look at the scratches on the top of the coffin. She was trying to get out. She was trying to get out. Actually,
let's study her.
That's a good idea. Good point, actually. Maybe I don't want to be cremated either now.
I want my bones to live forever, motherfucker.
Yeah, okay, I'm in. I'm down. Although I did want to get cremated and then have my ashes put into a joint and have my friends smoke it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good way to go.
Okay, like maybe just cremate my right arm.
Yeah, sure. That'll be enough for a joint. Easily.
You'll get plenty of fucking gas out of that. And prepare yourself for the most motherfucking high of your life. So, Bella Montoya, 76, regained consciousness during the vigil, which was held in the city of Babahoyo in Ecuador. There's actual video of it. It's gone viral. The video shows medics tending to Miss Montoya after her loved ones realized she was still alive. She can be seen clearly breathing as she's removed from the casket and placed onto a stretcher.
They wanted all their money. They're like, bitches don't trust us.
But they're like, wake up. Wake up. Oh, she's dead, guys. She's dead. Tried to wake her. Mom, wake up. Her left hand was hitting the side of the coffin and it was shaking, banging on the inside of the casket, desperate to get out as her relatives mourned her. Can you not just deal with that? Imagine being there and seeing it. Like the questions you'd have that. Did they do this to her? Is she a zombie? What's going on?
Zombie apocalypse has started.
You're at a funeral, coffin in
Don't
front of you.
Don't let her bite you.
Strap her back in. Strap her back in. Kill it. Shoot her in the head. It's the only way. The wake, however, was held just 4 hours after she was declared dead, with a medical examiner even providing a death certificate. Cause of death? Cardiorespiratory
You had one job,
arrest.
man.
Yeah.
One job.
He just looked at her and was like, "Oh, that bitch dead." I've seen some dead chicks in my time, but that bitch, she dead.
Check your temperature at least.
No, I ain't touching that shit. She dead.
This episode is messed up.
So apparently the cardiorespiratory arrest caused her to suffer catalepsy. can't hear you. You've muted your microphone from laughing too loud. It's not picking up any sound. You know how it automatically quiets? No, you can
God,
speak
is it
now.
still muted?
There you go. You know, when you go really loud, the microphone automatically drops.
I'm crying from laughing so much.
So the cardiorespiratory arrest caused her to suffer catalepsy, a trance-like condition marked by the rigidity of the body, decreased sensitivity to pain, and slower bodily functions, such as breathing.
Happened in an episode of Outlander, by the way.
I thought you were going to say bones. As a result, hospital staff allegedly believed that she'd passed away. She was tended to at the same hospital. She was tended to at the same hospital that declared her dead. I'd be like, get me out of here. I want somewhere new. I don't care how far the journey. Take me by car. It's fine. And her son says she's in a stable condition.
He's all out of the well.
Yeah, I don't want this hospital, guys. I'm not happy with this. After the ordeal, her son said, "My mother is on oxygen. Her heart is stable." The doctor squeezed her hand and she reacted. They tell me this is a good sign because it means she is reacting little by little. Now I only ask that my mother's health improves, he added. I want her alive and by my side. Liar.
Totes.
While her son described the event as a miracle from God, he says he is coming to grips with what has happened. Ecuador's Ministry of Health has assigned a technical team to investigate why a death certificate was erroneously rubber stamped. However,
one job, man, one job.
However, 10 days later, she passed away.
That's
for reals.
Same as the episode of Outlander.
Apparently from a stroke. Like maybe she was just doing what that TikTok guy did, prepping everyone up and getting in a last chance to see it actually show up.
There's something about a stroke and the internal shutdown that your body does can make you, I think, according to Outlander, make you feel
reputable source.
You get it. And then you're okay, but you're going to die shortly after.
And then bang, just happened.
Again, according to Outlander.
Her son was quoted saying it to the press this time, my mother really did die. My life will not be the same. However, it's not the first time that a person has been determined to be alive at their own funeral. Just last year, relatives of 3-year-old Mexican girl were stunned when they noticed the glass window of her coffin started fogging up at a funeral viewing. Attendees subsequently checked for a pulse and found she was still alive, although later she passed away in the hospital.
It's really sad and morbid.
No. Oh, shit. So, yeah, that's what piqued my interest this month. Some crazy shit. Yeah, you're Padam.
Padam.
I hear it. And do you know what Padam spells backwards?
Madam.
Madap.
Madap. Forgot about the P. Well, thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed our retell of the stories we couldn't get enough of.
Tune in next week for True Crime India.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That's right, bitches. We are heading to the land of mystery and diversity and some fucking grisly crimes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, please. And remember, if you are whining, you can be damn sure you're winning.
Yeah.
Good night, you stupid bitches.
Good night.
Yeah, that stupid bitch. He's a stupid bitch. What a stupid bitch. That stupid bitch.